Previously on Yada Yada.
Hamnet. I did end up watching that. That's a tough one. Just crying in the theater. It is awful. Hey, I will say, though, I guarantee you this year, I'm going to call it here on the Yada Yada podcast, if I haven't already, but the lead actress, her name's Jessie Buckley. She plays William Shakespeare's wife. She will win Best Actress at the Oscars this year. If you want to put $1 down on Jessie Buckley to win the Oscar this year, go for it.
I'll hold you to that.
3 days later.
And the Oscar goes to Jessie Buckley.
This is the first Oscar win and second nomination for Jessie Buckley. Previously, she was nominated for a supporting role in The Lost Daughter.
What can I say? You know, some days I'm just on fire, and I can just see the future. Like,
I'm really
Paul
proud of you.
Atreides himself. Yeah,
I would like to know what your reasoning behind that was, though.
it really wasn't that hard of a prediction for me because the performance. I mean, you haven't seen the movie yet, but coming out of the theater, that performance blew me away. Like I said, I was crying in this movie.
True.
In public,
Yeah,
it's
embarrassing.
it's not flattering.
Yeah.
but that was largely due to her performance. So,
Okay.
very impressive. She earned it for sure. But yeah,
I'd never even heard of Jessie Buckley, so
Yeah.
that's impressive. And we'll get to her in a minute. But first, happy St. Patrick's Day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 36 of Yada Yada. Marcus Smart, 36. Any others? Can you think of any others?
Yeah, no, I couldn't think of one today. So
Yeah, and that's Marcus Smart's like 8th number, so that's the only one I can think of. But episode 36. Happy St. Patrick's Day. That's when we're recording this. Books is supporting his green today. He's not getting pinched, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
I've got my nice green backdrop, so I guess that counts.
There you go.
But a little bit of St. Patrick's Day history. Do you know what St. Patrick's Day is? Because I didn't until this very day.
I mean, I knew it was for a saint, so I figured it was some kind of Christian celebration originally.
That is correct. It started as a religious holiday,
Okay,
honoring St. Patrick. He was a 5th century missionary that is credited with bringing Christianity to Ireland. And so I guess that's where we get St. Patrick. And then, do you know where the shamrock comes from? That's correlated to St. Patrick's Day in Ireland and things like that.
I can't say that I do. No.
So he used, according to history, he used the shamrock to describe the Trinity. The Holy Spirit,
Okay,
God, and Jesus. And so they correlate that to St. Patrick's Day to go with it.
Well, thank goodness he did, because it is a great excuse to just chug some Guinness.
There you go.
Let me tell you.
He's a Guinness lover. March 17th, always on March 17th, is the day that St. Patrick died. And so we celebrate St. Patrick's Day for that very reason. A little bit of Texas history. Shout out to Balin, because I bet he might have already known this. Balin was on our Avengers podcast, or our Marvel podcast, sorry. But Texas, the capital, you could say, of St. Patrick's Day in Texas. You want to take a guess of what city that is?
Is it Dublin, Texas?
No, but that's a very good guess. Shamrock, Texas.
Well, there you go.
Shamrock, Texas. So that is technically the official home of St. Patrick's Day in Texas. An Irish immigrant, I'm reading this straight from the internet.
Right.
Irish immigrant named George Nickel. Okay, he's in 1890, he applied to establish a post office on his mail route between Henrietta and Pampa, which is where Shamrock is. He needed a name for the location. His mother believed that shamrocks brought good luck, and so because of that, he named the city Shamrock, and it still stands to this day. So, thank you,
Well,
George Nickel.
I did not know that. Do you have any St. Patty's Day traditions?
I don't. I didn't even know it was St. Patrick's Day till I showed up to work today. So I knew it was coming. I knew it's. I didn't even know it was March 17th every year. I didn't.
Oh yeah.
I don't. I don't
I'm
keep up with it.
a I'm a big I'm a big St. Patty's fan. I
Are you?
like me. I'm fascinated by the Irish culture. I think
Oh
it's
yeah.
I think it's cool. I think it's a lot of fun. Um, and I don't know if I'm Irish by blood. I doubt I am. The name like Piddington, that sounds more English than Irish, um, but I am fascinated, like I said, by their culture, and I do have some St. Patty's Day traditions other
Oh
than just
please
wearing green, of course.
indulge us,
Right,
please.
wearing green. That's everyone does
Yeah.
that on St. Patty's Day. But of course, first and foremost, Guinness. I mean, it's the national drink of Ireland. I indulge in that tradition all year, but
Yeah.
especially on St. Patty's Day. It's a good time. Music though, for the whole month of March, I'm basically just surviving on traditional Irish folk music
Really.
and other Irish bands. I really love the Clancy Brothers and Tommy Makem. They got a lot of stuff. I listen to them a lot of the year, but I definitely they're my like they're probably going to be on our rewind for April. They're going to be on my most listened to for March.
Okay.
Um, let's see, the Pogues is another band. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but I've actually discovered them this past March, and they're a good listen. So the Clancy Brothers, the Pogues, and the Dubliners are probably my top three that I listen to. So there's just I love those. I love the traditional Irish folk song, and the Pogues kind of combine the traditional Irish folk stuff with punk type stuff from like the early '90s and late '80s, and so that's a good time. A lot of story songs, rebel songs, drinking songs, ballads, all that kind of stuff. So it just adds to the atmosphere that I like to create for myself in March. Because it's I think it might be, other than like December because of just the holidays and that's when I got married and all that stuff, but March might be the runner up, very close runner up for my favorite month of the year.
Really.
Spring's coming in, the grass is getting greener and it's not too hot in Texas yet. It's a nice weather. Growing up, when I was like in high school, and I associated it with track season, and I hated it
Mm-hmm.
because of that,
Right.
and because I hated track. But nowadays, I've really come around to March, and also my daughter was born in March, so it's just fun times all around for me this month. Um, Also, like I said, spring, the grass is getting greener. I just like to do a lot of sitting in my yard in March, just watch the grass get a little greener every day and enjoy the weather. Because like I said, it's either really cold in Texas or really hot in Texas. You don't get a whole lot of in between. And March is that nice in between space most of the time. And then of course, yeah, like I said, I'll wear green. But that's kind of surface level stuff. One tradition that I feel like probably that I've made for myself that I doubt a whole lot of people do is, let's see if I can find it.
More show and tell.
Oh yeah, is read just a little bit. I just like to read a little bit, page or two, maybe a couple sentences of Finnegan's Wake by James Joyce. James Joyce is perhaps the most revered Irish author of all time. One of the most of all time, regardless of being Irish or not. Um, but this book he claimed was his masterpiece. It took him 17 years to write this bad boy. It's thick and it's dense, and most people just claim that it's unreadable. And I bought it thinking, yeah, right. I'm gonna give
Bring it
this thing
on.
a read. Bring it on.
Yeah.
I can read. And yeah, no, I can't read this. It's ridiculous and insane. And I like to read a couple sentences every St. Patrick's Day just to remind myself first of all, how brilliant James Joyce was. May he rest in peace. And also how completely insane this book is, and why I will go to my grave without having read the whole thing. For sure. Certainly, I will never read this whole book. Just to, I just want to give you listeners and you, Ty,
I
a
was going to
taste.
ask.
Right.
I was going to ask.
I just
Yeah.
want to give you a taste of this book. So I'm just going to read the first paragraph, just one paragraph. It's one sentence, actually.
Oh,
It starts with a not capitalized word. I don't know why. Here it goes. And I won't do an Irish accent, but here it goes. River run, past Eve and Adams, from swerve of shore to bend of bay, brings us by a commodious vicus of recirculation back to Howth Castle and environs. So there you go. That's the first sentence of James Joyce's Finnegan's Wake. And I don't know what it means, but cool little factoid is that it's supposed to be like one continuous loop of a book. So here's how this is the last sentence of the book. This is fun for me. The keys to given, a way, a loan, a last, a loved, a long, the, and then the book ends. You go back to the beginning, river run, past Eve and Adams. So it's just an endless loop of nonsense that it's supposed to be like every sentence has a million meanings that he took forever to concoct. I think it's just a big joke that he's playing on everybody, just saying it's his masterpiece, and he just wrote a bunch of crap down for 17 years and decided they'll never figure anything
Let's
out
see what happens.
because it means nothing. But
wow. Well, thank you for that.
But
I appreciate
that's a
that.
fun little tradition that I've carved out for myself, reading a little bit of Finnegan's Wake on St. Patrick's Day.
I will agree with you that it is probably just your tradition, and no one else probably does that. So,
well, there you go. I'm passing it on to you people now.
There you go. Well, another fun tradition in March that we've already discussed, and we're going to keep discussing, is March Madness. And the selection Sunday for March Madness has come out. The brackets have come out. For all of you people out there that love this podcast and those that don't, join our group, our bracket challenge group. The name is just Yada Yada. 2 words, capital Y's. That's all you got to do. There's no password. It is a public, open for everybody podcast group for our bracket challenge. Books and I have already filled out our brackets, and we have our winners set. The first game, we're recording this on Tuesday, March 17th. The first game is Thursday. Technically, the first game is tonight, the first 4. But the first game of the actual bracket itself is Thursday at 11:15, TCU versus Ohio State. The Horned Frogs versus the Buckeyes, and then Madness follows. It is, like I said last episode, 67 games in 21 days, and it is greatness, and I'm very much looking forward to it. I do have a question about your bracket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so everybody always has a big upset or something that they think, is going to happen that most people wouldn't.
Right.
Do you?
So here's what I got for you. I got McNeese making a deep run in the March Madness.
McNeese, okay. McNeese beating Vanderbilt first round.
Beating Vanderbilt, and then I think I have them winning the next round as well.
They're beating Nebraska next round?
or
Troy?
I got them beating Nebraska.
Okay, I thought you might pick Troy because of your love for the movie Troy.
I thought about it, and then I figured you would predict that, so I steered left.
Okay, gotcha.
just to throw you off the scent. But yeah,
right.
So I got McNeese going all the way to the Elite 8.
Ooh, look at you. So they're winning 3 games.
They're winning 3 games. They're going to get beat by Houston.
Okay.
But they're going to have a good run until they get beat by Houston.
Gotcha. Okay, well, good for them. Hopefully it happens for you. Who knows? Like I always you want to critique people like you're an idiot. Why would you pick McNeese? And then they go and make it to the Final Four. You just can't do it. You can't critique other people's. My big one I've got, and I've already talked about them, but I'm an Iowa Hawkeye guy, and I've got them going to the Elite 8. and getting beat by Houston. And I've got them upsetting the number 1 seed Florida Gators.
Ooh.
And so that's kind of my big, I guess upset type thing. And then my last one is Kentucky. They've had an up and down year, but it's Kentucky. I saw a stat the other day. They spent more NIL money than any other team in the tournament. So at some point, their team's got to gel and they've got to do something good. And I think that's going to happen in the next 21 days. And so I've got them going to the Elite Eight and losing to Michigan. Who do you have as your national champion?
Your favorite college of all time. I have them winning. I have your favorite school ever.
Do you have Duke? That's what I figured. You
I
must
have your
Duke.
least favorite school,
Yeah.
and it is Duke, and I have them as my winner.
Yeah, the Dukies. I will say that is the most popular pick right now for national champion, according to ESPN.com. And
Really?
so
Okay.
at
Wow.
about 25% of brackets being submitted right now are picking the Duke Blue Devils.
I've seen a lot of famous people pick Arizona.
That's my national champion.
Okay.
Arizona Wildcats.
Okay.
Yep. They're the second most popular. So that makes sense. I will say there's a couple of things that I want to run by you that can predict mathematically the national champion. Okay. So since 1997, every single champion has been east of the Mississippi River. Their university has been east of the Mississippi River. Okay. So Duke falls into that category. So you're on the right track there with Duke.
Okay.
Arizona does not. Okay. Guess who won the national championship in 1997, though? Arizona Wildcats. So the last champion to win west of the Mississippi was the Arizona Wildcats. And I think they're going to do it again this year. Another, mathematical, I guess, prediction you can use is called KenPom. Why it's called that, I don't know. Let us know in the comments. But it's called KenPom. And it basically takes all of the team's offensive statistics and it combines it with the team's defensive statistics. And you're ranked somewhere in the KenPom. It's a ranking. Okay. So each national champion, when they entered the tournament, have been a top 40 team in offense.
Okay.
In the KenPom. And also a top 22 team in defense. So this year, there are only 11 teams that fit that criteria. All right. So I'm going to read them to you. All 4 1 seeds, Duke, Arizona, Florida, and Michigan, fit that criteria. Okay. The 2 seeds, Houston, UConn, and Iowa State, fit that criteria. So the 2 seed that doesn't is Purdue. So if you're picking Purdue to win it, you might want to rethink it. Okay. The 3 seeds that fit that criteria, Virginia, Michigan State, and Gonzaga. So 1 3 seed that doesn't is Illinois. So if you're picking Illinois, you might want to rethink that. Okay. Then the 11th team, not a 4 seed, not a 5 seed, but a 6 seed that fits this criteria, the Tennessee Volunteers. So we might be seeing a 6 seed go a long way based on KenPom.
Interesting.
So take that for what it's worth. All right. So yeah, the most picked champion as of right now, the Duke Blue Devils. The Arizona Wildcats are at number 2. Then you've got Michigan, Houston. Some people are picking Florida. But yeah, Duke's the front runner right now. But the national championship is Monday, April 6th in Indianapolis this year. So they play it in Lucas Oil Stadium. We're going to play some more basketball games in football stadiums because that makes a lot of sense. And they're going to play at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana. I will say, here's some trivia for you, yada yada listeners, that you can answer in the comments. A perfect bracket never happened before. Nobody's ever, submitted a perfect bracket. The chances of a perfect bracket happening are 1 in 9.2 quintillion. That's a real number. Now, my question for the listeners, how much is 9.2 quintillion? Okay, so you can answer in the comments. How many zeros is that? How many commas is that? You figure out a way to describe to me what the number 9.2 quintillion means. How many digits before the first decimal place is that? Okay.
Here's what I also want to know this year that I don't know if we'll find out or not, but in this age of AI, smart computers, can AI predict the winners better than the experts? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we got, I mean, because you know, is it going to be more of a Moneyball thing or a the old guys in Moneyball where they're like, I don't know, look at this guy over here,
Mhm.
he's got it, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So
Well, I will say, like, at some point, like I said, no bracket has ever been perfect.
mhm.
And so I will say with all the AI programs and abilities nowadays, you would think at some point somebody's going to tell AI, submit every possible bracket that there can be,
Yeah.
right? And that would take a long time probably and a lot of effort, but I guarantee you at some point it's going to happen.
Mhm.
The more technologically advanced the world is becoming. So,
Yeah.
I do have another trivia for you.
Okay.
What do you think? And this is for us to answer, not for the comments. What do you think the most popular mascot champion is in history? And if you want to answer yourself, you can pause real quick. You can think about it, and then you can unpause if you'd like. But what do you think the most popular mascot champion is of all time?
What do you mean most popular mascot champion? Like,
So, of all the mascots in
yeah.
college athletics,
Mhm.
which mascot has won the national championship the most times?
Oh,
So you have
it's got to be Wildcat.
it is the Wildcats.
There we go.
So Kentucky has won it a
Mhm.
bunch of times.
Yeah.
Arizona has won it once, I think, and then Villanova, the Wildcats of Villanova, have also won it. What do you think? This one's a little more difficult. This is
Okay.
kind of a trick question. So if
Okay.
you want to pause after I ask it again, you can do this. What do you think the second most is?
You said it's a trick question. Now I have no clue. Is it
It's a little bit
also
of
the
a trick.
Wildcat?
Yeah, there's so many Wildcats. It's 1 and 2. No, it is actually the Bruins of UCLA. So there's only one university where the Bruins are the mascot, and UCLA
Oh,
has won that many championships to where they are second most overall. So you can thank Mr. John Wooden for those right there.
Mr. John Wooden.
Yeah.
Kareem,
So
didn't he win a few?
Kareem, yep, he won a few with Mr. Wooden. Um, so yeah, the most popular mascot champion, the mascot that's won the most, the Wildcat. So
Okay.
guess who the Wildcats are? Arizona, not
Well,
Blue Devils. Wildcats.
how many has Duke won? Are they I know they haven't won one since what, 2015 was the last one, I think.
Duke, yeah, 2015.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, so it's been a minute. They made it to
Mhm.
the Final Four last year with our boy Cooper
Yeah,
Flag.
that's right.
But they got beat out by the Houston Cougars.
Now,
So
who is the tell me this because you follow college basketball a lot closer than I do, but who is the like is there a for sure like Cooper Flag was a for sure number one pick last year? Is there a
there's
for
not.
sure number one right now, or is there pretty even talent pool across?
There's about 5 to 8 that could go number 1, I think.
Wow. Okay.
And it just depends on the day and what team is gonna draft number 1, I think. Um, Cameron Boozer, who
That's
is
Duke, right?
yep, that's
Okay.
that's, not Cameron. Yes, Cameron Boozer, because he has a brother who's also on the team. I think his name is Caden. But Carlos Boozer's son,
Okay.
Cameron Boozer, plays for Duke, probably gonna be the national player of the year. If I was a betting man, that's who I would bet would go number 1.
Mhm.
But then you've got a lot of good guards. You've got a guard from Kansas, Darren Peterson, that plays half the time, and that has hurt him a little bit. He's had some cramping issues and a little bit of Kawhi Leonard in him, where does he really even want to be out there kind of thing.
Okay.
You've got a guard from Arkansas. You've got a guard from Houston. You've got a guy from BYU who's really good. So you've got 5 to 7, 5 to 8 guys who I could see a team picking number 1. But if I was a betting man, I'd go with Boozer at number 1, another Duke Blue Devil.
Gotcha.
So yeah. Now, This one's probably not that difficult, but this is my last trivia. The most popular, so of all the colors of teams, the most popular color, how many times is that color, or which
Like-
color has won the most championships?
I mean, I would guess blue.
Yeah, it's blue.
Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's different shades, right? You got your
Yeah.
navies, you got your Carolinas, your babies, you got
Mhm.
your royal blues, and then you got like your blue and yellows, kind of with like UCLA. But yeah, Kentucky, Villanova, Yukon, North Carolina, Florida, UCLA, like
Duke.
there's a reason they're called blue bloods, you know.
Yeah.
And so the blue teams have won 71 championships. Next best is red with 14.
Wow.
So we're on the right
Okay.
track with blue as well.
There we go.
Okay. So we've got a couple of things working for us here. The only thing not working for me is that Arizona is west of the Mississippi. That's the only thing that's not looking good. All right. But I've got the Ken Palm thing. I've got the Wildcats down, and they're blue. Arizona's blue as well. Okay.
Right.
So I've got 3 out of the 4. You've got 3 out of the 4 as well.
Yeah.
Your Duke is east of the Mississippi. They're fitting the Ken Palm rankings, but they're blue, but they're
Mhm.
just not a Wildcat. And so I
Right.
guess we'll find out April 6th who that could be.
We're gonna find out. And it's these March Madness is so crazy because it usually is like the person that wins is the person that just picks the teams because of their mascots or something.
Yeah.
Like the most random things.
Absolutely.
It's just So
Yeah.
it's fun.
You can't put a lot of thought into it, because if you do,
Mm.
you're just going to get mad because you think you did good and then
Yeah.
it didn't happen.
Right.
So yeah, happy March Madness, happy St. Patrick's Day. That's all I got about March Madness for this episode. I'm sure there will be more next episode.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Join our
I'm
group.
sure.
Last
Yes.
announcement. Join our group. Yada yada. We've already got 10 or so in there, but join our group. Submit your brackets and join them. They're due Thursday before the first game at 11:15. So I think about 11 o'clock they cut off. So hopefully this episode will be out by then, and get your brackets in and join the Yada Yada group. Not Yada Yada podcast, not anything like that. Capital Y Yada space capital Y Yada, and you're in.
There we go. You can find my bracket titled Dirty Dan.
There you go.
That's
Books
me.
is Dirty Dan.
That's me.
I'm Dirty Dan.
See, I'm Dirty Dan. All right. On to more things. What do we got here? Oh, Dune 3. Dune 3 teaser trailer was released today. Did you get a chance to take a peek?
What do you think? Here's the thing.
Here I am filling out this March Madness bracket. It took me 30
Yeah, I know.
minutes.
You did.
And
30
you can't
minutes.
watch a 2-minute
Good
trailer.
grief. No, here's the thing is I did actually want to, and then I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna even understand it. I should have watched it. You're right.
Here's my question. Have you seen the other 2 movies?
No, that's my point.
Okay.
So
Then-
I was like,
then,
I
get
don't
it.
have any interest in this because I'm not gonna understand
Right,
it. But
yeah,
I did check the social media realm, and there was a lot of enthusiasm for Dune Part 3 trailer.
Yes, Dune Part 3. I wasn't sure if they were going to title it because technically the book that they're adapting, or the next book that they haven't adapted yet, so is called Dune Messiah. So I wasn't sure if they were going to call this movie Dune Messiah or Part 3, but it looks like they're going with Part 3. And man, I'm pumped up for this movie. They got a whole like Fremen, like what do you call it, like New Zealand haka dance or
Oh, yeah.
chant going
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
with the war, the war party. And I just love this franchise. Denis Villeneuve is one of my favorite directors of all time, and it's crazy that he's still it's cool to have one of my favorite directors of all time still in his prime, like Christopher Nolan. You know what I mean? Like it's a cool blessing to still have them making, on top of their game, making great movies. But I mean, Denis has directed so many of my favorite movies: Prisoners, Blade Runner 2049, obviously the first 2 Dune movies. There's just what's the Arrival? He's great at sci-fi, and Dune Part 2 might have been I mean, I think Blade Runner 2049 is still his best. Oh, Sicario is another great one. I think Blade Runner 2049 is still his best movie. But Dune 2 was epic, and it was. I mean, it deserves the title of masterpiece that a lot of people were claiming that it was. And I think part 3 is going to be even more crazy. It's got Robert Pattinson in this. It looks like he's going to be the main villain of part 3. He looks hideous, which is impressive to make Robert Pattinson look hideous in a movie, um, but he looks menacing, and he's one of my favorite actors right now too. Timmy looks great as always. I love just this cast is stacked. All 3 of the movies, the cast has been stacked. Um, but I'm really excited to see what they take because so far from I've read the first 3 books in the series, Dune, Dune Messiah, and Children of Dune, and so far they've adapted Denis with the first 2 movies. They adapted the first book, and there were a lot of things changed, which I don't mind. I'm not one of these people that hopes that it sticks completely to the text or the source material. It's fine if things are changed. It's a completely different medium. You can't adapt Dune the way it's written. So I understand that creative liberties were taken, and I trust Denis Villeneuve to keep making good decisions. And so this trailer was crazy. It was epic. It was a long teaser. I mean, this is a teaser trailer. The movie doesn't come out for another 9 months. So there's a lot of footage for I mean, 2 minutes is a long time for a teaser. I doubt we get like I feel like the Doomsday teaser is not going to have as much footage. Um, but yeah, I'm excited. They got Hans Zimmer back for the score. Different cinematographer this time, so it's being shot by not Greg Fraser. Greg Fraser did the first 2. And he makes his movies look very distinct. I don't know why he wasn't doing this one. Maybe he had a different project. Maybe he went over to do the Odyssey. I don't know. Actually, no, because Christopher Nolan's got his own guy, but I don't know why Greg Fraser didn't do part 3. But I could tell a little bit with the way it looked, the way it was shot, just the lighting. But that doesn't matter really to me a whole lot. I'm just excited for this movie. It's the conclusion of the trilogy, so there's that for everybody. This is the Return of the King of Dune, the Return of the Jedi of Dune, and I mean, I'm not going to spoil anything about where the story goes in the books, but we kind of see at the end of Dune Part 2 that the lines between good and evil are kind of blurred right now in that universe. I mean, we end in Part 2 in the movie in Part 2 with a war starting, a holy war starting. And, like I said, I don't want to spoil too much, but billions, literally, of people die in this universe because of this war. With a B, billions.
That's a lot.
And yeah, it's quite a few because it's just taking place across the whole dadgum galaxy. But it's such a great franchise, and I'm pumped up. I don't want to wait 9 months. I want to watch it tomorrow, but I'll wait, and I'll be there day 1 for Dune Part 3 for sure.
I have no doubt. That's another thing I saw on the social media realm was that it was the conclusion of the Dune series, or I guess you could say trilogy. I didn't realize that, and so that is a big deal. If it's the last one that's coming out, then
Yeah.
the teaser for that last one is definitely a big deal. So I'm glad you had a good time with it. You always seem
yeah.
to have a good time with things. I'm glad you had a good time with it.
Yes, definitely had a good time with the Dune Part 3 teaser. Man, yeah, I'm excited. It looks fantastic. I hope it's the best of all of them. Like I said, I've had there's nitpicks, like I said, with the adaptations from the books to the movies, but I understand why they do certain things. The book will always stand alone for me as just like perfect a perfect science fiction experience. I mean, it's the best science fiction experience I've ever had, and that includes watching Blade Runner 2049, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. Dune book is above it. It's so good and so weird, but it was very cool read. There's like there's a before I read Dune part of my life, and there's an after I read Dune part of my life. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things. So
Gotcha.
so it's fun. I love these movies. But speaking of Timmy, speaking of Mr. Chalamet, he was nominated for an Oscar
Was he?
recently. He
Which
sure
one?
was. Best actor. This is his second nomination for best actor, best leading actor.
Wow.
He did not win.
Well, there you go.
But
Get you
shout
some,
out
Timmy.
to Michael B. Jordan, who did win. His performance in Sinners was pretty worthy of the award. I think he played two people. All right,
That's what I heard.
he played two. I forget you haven't seen Sinners.
I haven't.
But yeah, he played two people, and it was a very good performance, very different performance. I mean, should he get 2 Oscars for that performance?
Ooh, there you go.
That's a debate for another day. But
Yeah.
yeah, the Oscars just happened. Did you tune in at all?
Yeah. So here's a question I have for you. Speaking of, I haven't seen Sinners. I want you to take a guess of all the movies that were nominated, actors in the movies that were nominated. I want you to take a guess of how many of these movies. So it could be just the actor was nominated in a certain movie. Okay. And that
Okay.
would be considered a movie.
I got you.
So how many movies do you think that were nominated or the actors from those movies nominated I have seen?
I'm gonna go with 2.
It's 1.
Oh, I wasn't sure. Okay, it's F1. Am I right?
Wrong. I never watched F1 because you sucked. You said it sucked.
Frankenstein?
I've seen Frankenstein.
Okay.
Because you said it was really good and I
that's
watched
the
it on
one.
Netflix.
Well,
Yeah.
there you go.
Now, I will say,
I'll be careful what I say around you then.
Yeah. I will say that I do plan on going to watch Sinners. Okay.
Okay.
And I do plan on going to watch, I got to look back and see what it was called. One Battle After Another.
Okay.
Because you said back in episode 20, I remember this specifically. In episode 20, you talked about One Battle After Another.
Mm-hmm.
You had seen it and you talked about how good it was. And it was Leonardo DiCaprio and all those things. I specifically remember because Bo left a comment on that episode. And he says, this is straight from the comments section of Spotify.
Okay.
And I quote, "My favorite part on this episode, Ty's reaction / comments / disinterest during Books' excitement and description of Leo's new movie," which he's talking about One Battle After Another.
Right.
Lots of, yeah, right, yeah. Classic one word, I'm listening, but not necessarily following interjections.
Right. Couple yawns.
He says his favorite part is at the very end. Ty finally, this is quote for quote, word for word. Ty finally ends that 13-minute spiel with he ends it with, and what is it called? So I do plan on going to watch One Battle After Another because you did apparently talk about it for 13 minutes on episode 20.
There we go.
And it was nominated for 13 Oscars, which is very impressive. Sinners set a new record, I heard, with 16 nominations. That's impressive. So I need to see that one as well.
That is really crazy. I did not think that Sinners was going to, like, when I came out of the theater, I thought, man, that was a fun popcorn movie. Like I had it was, it had some horror elements, which, I'm a big fan of the Mummy franchise. So it kind of has that same like overlap of supernatural horror stuff and mixed with like adventure. But I mean, Sinners was like a cool, like, prohibition crime movie mixed with vampires. I was like, this is pulp.
And it's like
this is pulp
musical
filmmaking
too, isn't it?
There are really cool musical sequences, and music has a big part of the movie. It's a big part of the movie. I wouldn't say it's a musical.
Okay.
but there is a cool musical number in it.
Yeah.
But it's
Which,
not like
speaking
one of
of,
those where people just break out in songs, you know.
yeah, okay. Well, we said you talked about One Battle After Another in episode 20. You
Mhm.
talked about Sinners in our pilot episode. Episode number 1, you reviewed
Wow, that was
Sinners.
the pilot?
So
Wow,
that
that's
was
crazy.
episode number 1. Yeah. So I need to go back and watch Sinners for sure. I need to go back and watch One Battle After Another for sure. Because those were the top 2 most nominated films, and I enjoyed Frankenstein. It was like 3rd or 4th in nominations, so if I enjoyed that one, I'm sure I'll enjoy the other 2 as well. So,
Yeah,
you also
Mhm.
predicted Best Actress, which we talked about in the intro, but congratulations. I told
Yeah.
you I was gonna hold you to it, and I did.
You know
You
what?
predicted it right. Jessie Buckley with the Best Actress.
Jessie Buckley. Like I said, that was I mean, that performance was crazy. So that was a pretty easy prediction for me. And I hadn't even seen, I mean, like I said, you want to guess how many I've seen? I mean, I've
Yeah,
talked about
so
most of them on the podcast already, but
I know, I don't know the exact number. You might. If you don't, that's fine. Do you know the exact number of the amount of movies that were nominated? Different movies?
for nominated for Best Picture, I had the
No,
list.
like
Oh,
all.
all of them? No.
Okay.
But I do know Best Picture was 10.
Okay. Out of those 10 in Best Picture, let's see. I've got them right here. One Battle After Another, yes. F1, yes. Frankenstein, yes. Hamnet, yes. Sinners, yes. Train Dreams is on Netflix. I think I want to watch that one too. I'm going to say you've seen that one. Marty Supreme, I feel like you've seen that one. I'm going to say 7.
It's a good guess, but no, I only 5 this year.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, just the ones you said, One Battle After Another, F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, and Sinners.
Yeah.
I've not seen one that I was back and forth between Marty Supreme and Hamnet to go see one of those at the movies, and I ended up choosing Hamnet. But
Yeah.
I am a Timmy fan, and I thought about going to see it, but I don't know. There's just something that wasn't. I mean, it's a ping pong movie, which is kind of funny, and
Right.
interesting.
I didn't know
But
that. Sports movie. There you go.
yeah, sports movie. I'm not a big fan of, and this they're kind of like indie cinema darlings, but the Safdie brothers. I just haven't got into any of their movies really. I know they're technically sound, and everyone seems to love them that cares about indie cinema, but I'm not. I just haven't found my gateway drug to the Safdie brothers yet. So until I find that, I don't know if I'm gonna keep watching their movies. But I do like Timothée Chalamet, so maybe I should check out Marty Supreme now that it's probably on streaming at this point. But no, I didn't see Train Dreams. I don't even know what that is.
I didn't either. I just saw it. I was typing in, I'm not gonna lie, I was typing in what movie was I searching for? Oh, it was Hamnet. I was typing in Hamnet on
Okay.
Netflix. And like the other ones that have been nominated for Oscars, like it says Oscar nominee at the bottom of Train Dreams. And so that's the only reason I knew that it was nominated for an Oscar.
Gotcha. I still can't believe F1 was nominated for Best Picture. It just blows my mind.
Maybe you're just hating on it. You might just
Maybe.
be hating on it.
I
It's
mean,
the Top Gun of the ground.
Top Gun of the ground is what they say. But I mean, it was like it was fine. It was
Well,
just
speaking
fine.
of that, it did win an Oscar. Do you know which Oscar it won?
I'm gonna go with sound design.
It is Best Sound, F1.
It did sound pretty cool.
Yeah.
Loud cars.
Vroom, vroom.
Vroom vroom.
Yeah. There you go.
I didn't watch the Oscars, confession. I did not watch it live.
It's all right.
But I did catch some YouTube highlights of like the big wins, like best actress, actor, and the picture. Shout out to PTA though, Paul Thomas Anderson, for his first win. He's he's a legend, living legend. And this is his first Oscar win for One Battle After Another. For Best Picture, he won, I think, Best Director. Unless that was Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler walked away with something. Who he directed Sinners. He's also the director of Black Panther. So him and Michael B. Jordan like to work together.
Okay. Ryan Coogler was Best Original Screenplay.
Best Original Screenplay. That's right. he, that was cool. Like I said, I don't know. That was interesting to me. I had a Sinners might be my favorite on this list of
Yeah.
nominated things, but I didn't think it was like Oscar winning. Like when I think of Oscar winning movies, I think of really great movies. But at the same time, the Oscars miss every year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, they
Mhm.
miss all the time.
Yeah.
Uh, just the fact that Al Pacino, I mean, this is going back to the last episode a little
Here we
bit, maybe
go.
2 episodes again, but just the fact
Oh, he's
that
got
Al
the movie.
Pacino,
He's got it
just the
out.
fact that he didn't win for The Godfather Part 2 for Best Actor is hilarious.
You just won't let it go, will you?
And it completely it takes away the credibility of the Oscars just for that one decision. And also the fact that Val Kilmer did not at least get nominated for his work as Doc Holliday. That's crazy to me because
Ooh,
that's one of the best performances of all time, and
I will agree with that.
he was not even nominated, which is
Yeah.
wild. But yeah, the Oscars happen. I do like Conan. I'm
Yeah.
a Conan fan. I
Are
liked
you?
his opening monologue was kind of funny,
Yeah.
but
I saw some quotes. I didn't watch it, like you said. I mean, like you, I didn't watch the Oscars.
yeah,
I haven't really seen any clips either. But I did see some quotes of his opening monologue. There was some funny stuff in there. He's a funny guy.
yeah,
I'm a Conan fan as well.
yeah. I do like Conan. He's
Um,
funny. I like his podcast too. It's pretty good.
Best animated feature. So we've talked about animated movies on here. Have you seen any of these? K-pop Demon Hunters. That was the
Mhm.
winner,
Okay,
which is I could have guessed that. That was probably the one Oscar that I could have guessed was going to win. Of all the awards,
right.
because it was super popular. Arco,
No,
Elio.
no.
That was one that we talked.
Ilio's
That was
the Pixar, right?
yeah, that's a Pixar. Little Emile or the Character of Rain. I don't know what that is. And then Zootopia 2. I think Zootopia 2 was okay. But I wasn't surprised by K-pop Demon Hunters. That movie is insanely popular worldwide, which helps, with the Oscar nominations as well. So
Very true. Did you watch K-pop Demon Hunters?
I can't say that I watched K-pop Demon Hunters. I did not do it.
I have not either. I have
Two
not
things that
watched
don't really
K-pop.
interest me: K-pop and demon hunting. So
Well, there
if
you
you
go.
put those two things into an animated film, that's pretty impressive in itself. But no, I've not tuned into it. You've probably heard the song that's super popular with it, though.
Probably.
Um, Going up, 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 it's our moment. I don't know how the rest of it goes. Da 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 da.
Oh, yeah.
So that's from
I
K-pop
was
Demon
at a
Hunters.
quinceañera last night
Hey,
for my sister-in-law. I had to not gonna say was the most important person there, but I did have to have the honor of giving the opening prayer and also a speech as for my role as a padrino. I hope I'm
oh,
pronouncing that correctly. But it was my first quince, and I had things to do, but I had a good time.
was it
But
everything you thought it was going to be?
it was magical experience. But
I hear they're pretty phenomenal.
no, honestly, it was a crazy. It was really fun. It was a
Yeah.
cool performance. Like they put on a full like performance and dance number.
Yeah.
She's big into theater, so
Yeah.
she had a lot of her theater friends in like her court.
Gotcha.
Like 14 dudes and 14 girls, which
Yeah.
is a big court.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did some dance numbers and performances, and there was a big dance party afterwards, and MJ had to she danced quite a bit, so that
Good.
was fun. I was just chasing her around, making sure nobody kneed her in the face,
Yeah. Right. Little
That
munchkin.
that was fun. But
Yeah.
but yeah, no, it was cool. It was fun.
Nice. All right. Well, are we?
Oh, I was gonna talk about Sean Penn, because he won for best supporting actor, and he was not there.
He wasn't at the Oscars.
No, he didn't. He didn't show up, and it was hilarious because Kieran Culkin presented the award, who
Yeah.
won it last year. He's
Uh-huh.
Macaulay Culkin's brother, by the way.
Makes
but
sense.
But Kieran Culkin presented the award, and and he's just a very blunt guy. And after he presented it he said, Sean Penn's the winner. After people stopped clapping, he said, Sean Penn couldn't make it tonight, or he didn't want to, or something. So I'm going to accept it for him. He just walked off.
That's funny.
It
Well,
was, but with that win, Sean Penn becomes, I think, like one of 3 people to have 3 Oscars for acting. I want to say, like, a very limited list of people that have won 3 Oscars. I think
Really?
it's like Daniel Day-Lewis, maybe Jack Nicholson, and him. Like, very few people, but he just won his 3rd Oscar, which is pretty crazy.
No wonder he
So-
wasn't there. He's getting bored.
He's just getting bored. He's too good.
He's winning too much. Wow. Well, good for him.
But yeah, impressive.
I will say, I'm looking at the nominations for Best Supporting Actor, and there were 2 for One Battle After Another. I guess I didn't realize that could be possible. 2
Yeah.
Sean Penn and Benicio del Toro were both nominated for Best Supporting Actor from the same movie. So
I saw a lot of people wanting, I think his name's Delroy Lindo. Or Lindo.
Sinners.
Yeah, from Sinners to win it. And I thought his performance was good, but I mean, Sean Penn kind of blew me away in One Battle After Another. His character's despicable and disgusting, but his performance was very impressive. So
Yeah.
I was not surprised that Sean Penn won the Oscar.
All right. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Make sure you submit your bracket into the Yada Yada Tournament Challenge. It's on Facebook, so you can go to Facebook. It's on Instagram as well. We haven't posted on Instagram in a while. But the link is also on Instagram as well. You can go to Instagram, you can go to Facebook, and you can find that link to that bracket group, or you can just type it in, Yada Yada. You go to ESPN Tournament Challenge, fill out a bracket, submit it into all the groups you want to submit it into, and join the Yada Yada group. Who knows? You might just get featured on the Yada Yada podcast if you're the winner.
Hey,
We'll
that's
find
an
out.
honor.
So happy St. Patrick's Day, happy March Madness, happy Oscars, and happy episode 36. We'll see you next time.